Hey there, folks. So, this is going to be the first episode in probably a 2, 3, maybe even 4 part section going over the inventory component and how I want to set that up. So, this first episode is going to be creating the item data. Now, for anyone who followed along with the previous series, I am looking to be using data-driven design. And the reason for that and to explain that is I want to include mod support. I want to allow players to modify the game in the way they want. And one of those ways is things like JSON files, XML, things like that. So the first thing I want to do with this portion of the series is we're going to, as I mentioned, add in the item data. So I'm going to create a new module. In this case, it's going to be called TF item data. I'm trying to think. Actually, I'm going to call it TF items. The reason being for that is it creates files that use that name. So we have the FTF items module, but with that, it creates TF items.h and .cpp, because if you need to add custom logic for how those work in the editor, but we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to right click on public. We're going to add Unreal Engine class, and we're going to search in all classes, and this is going to be table row. Doesn't I wonder why it's not showing table row. Table row base is the class. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cancel this then. This is just going to be a header only file anyway. So I'm going to add new file. And this is going to be tf item data.h. We're going to click OK. Now, this is going to be the base class that we're going to be using for storing our item information. So we're going to populate some of the basic info here. So pragma once, obviously, include core minimal dot h, include engine slash DataTable.h, and then we also need to include tf item data.generated.h. Now, so what are we creating here? So this is a class, or a struct specifically, that is going to be used to be able to populate data tables. And this is going to be for the information regarding items. So first and foremost, use struct, and this is going to be blueprint type. Then we want struct f item data, and you can see here the IntelliSense, Autopilot, whatever, or Copilot, whatever it is that's hooked into Rider. Because we have this data table include, it's actually included F table row base as its parent class. So obviously we need generated body. The next thing we need is U property, edit anywhere, blueprint read write. I don't know if this is needed. Edit anywhere and blueprint read write. I've not worked with data tables a lot yet, but still. So we're going to go. So this is going to be down to how you want to work on your item IDs. Do you want them to be a string? Do you want to be an int? Do you want them to be hex? Up to you. But I'm going to just use, well, because it's a data table, actually, f name item ID equals name underscore none. And I'm going to copy this U property here. So what else do we need for our items? Well, we need to store an int for the quantity. We need to store a float for the max durability. I'm going to put that as 100. Now, if you're wanting to do something like, say, quality, so again, we'll use 7 days to die for an example here. You've got those technically 7 different types. There's no quality, quality 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like legendary. But right now, I don't want that. So I'm actually going to remove that. Now, with structs, you can't expose functions to blueprints, obviously, but you can use them within a code level. So we're going to add a force inline bool is valid const, and this is going to return item ID dot is none, and quantity is greater than 0. I'm actually kind of surprised how well Copilot or whatever it is auto predicting what I'm wanting to do right now. That seems to have improved quite a bit. We also want to offer, or add in, I should say, force inline a void function, void clear. And this is just to nuke some information that may be in there. We're going to go item ID equals name none, quantity equals 0, durability equals 0. Actually, I'm going to put max durability to 0 by default. And then anything else you want to nuke out. So, well, what other things are we going to want to add in? So we're going to want to add in texture 2D, uTexture 2D pointer icon equals null pointer, uStatic mesh, uSkeletal mesh. Let's see, uProperty bool be use. I'm going to put use static mesh. I'm going to default that one to true. We want ftext item name, and ftext item description. That's going to equal ftext get empty. So we also need to null out some of these. So we're going to say icon equals null pointer. Mesh equals null pointer. Skeleton mesh equals null pointer. And I know we're just resetting all of these to default, basically. Now, with that, just quickly to go over what this is, and I'm going to expand on this item data as we go, because it's going to have things like keywords, stuff like that, tags, all that sort of stuff. But what I want to do here, this episode is focused purely on creating this item data struct. I'm going to run a quick build. Hopefully this works, and then we can hop into the engine and take a look at this new data table, or struct and data table. So I'm going to pause the recording quick, and I'll be back either in the editor or if there's any build errors. All right, so here we are back in the editor. Now let's have a quick look to see if we can create that data table. Where is data tables? I think they're under miscellaneous, weren't they? Data table, there we go. So we'll take a look here and item, TF item data, click OK. DT dev item data table. I can't spell table, but anyway, so we'll open that up and we'll just take a quick look. We're gonna add new row. And in here you can see item data, quantity, max durability, icon, mesh, skeletal mesh. So now this is just the basic data table. I'm actually going to delete this. I don't want to keep that in there. It's just showing how it was working. Force delete that. But with that, that is going to be where I end this episode. I'm wanting to try and keep these a little shorter, namely because I'm still a little under the weather after the flu, and talking for any great length of time sort of really kills my voice. This is actually probably the third attempt I have at recording this episode. But next episode, we're going to go through and take that data table we've just created, or data table entry, and we're going to start using it to build and populate the inventory. So, as always, though, folks, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below or hop over onto Discord. Discord is a better place to ask just because I get notifications for Discord a lot more frequently than I do for YouTube. If you found this enjoyable and learned something, please feel free to like and subscribe and all that typical YouTuber jazz that we have to say these days. But as always, folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.